The who's on this, please?
It's game judge.
Who?
Who's going? I'm opening my book. I'm finding something.
No, I need something that is not in here. Was a blood test done, drawn?
There's no blood alcohol, Judge. It's a diazepam positive analysis.
Well, how did that happen? How did they figure that out?
They did a warrant for, or I mean, she consented to blood draw,
Specimen of her blood.
but it was not submitted for blood alcohol. It was submitted only for drugs.
Okay, so it had drugs in it, right? Oh, okay, all right. Diazepam. Did you have a prescription?
Yes.
For what?
Diazepam.
What's the prescription?
I have a copy of it.
Yeah, let me see. And for what purpose?
Anxiety.
She's been on medication for a while. That's some of the medications like that. And I think it's right here. I also took a picture of the bottle itself. And her doctor is, what's the name of your doctor prescribed?
Benjamin.
Dr. Benjamin. Here you go. And this, that's showing the prescriptions from the doctor. I got all that.
Okay. So. This. I asked if she had taken any narcotics. She says no. Now she's admitting she has.
Well,
Now she has, right?
I never knew that the medicine that I had, Judge, was a narcotic. I never did. And then when I went to the,
Well, somebody is not acting normal, driving with kids in a 4,000-pound missile. And if this is all it is in you, then that's obviously affecting. If that's what it is, then it's affecting your ability to drive a vehicle safely, especially with children. Just because you have a prescription doesn't mean if you have a prescription and you're unable to safely drive a vehicle, you shouldn't drive the vehicle. Take your prescription, stay at home, let somebody else drive you. But you don't go around with a 4,000-pound missile and put everybody else, including the people in your vehicle, in harm's way. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
All right. And this is a controlled substance. You're looking at him for what reason?
No, sir.
No, look at me.
Yes, sir.
This is a controlled substance. And it's controlled substance because it has the capability of causing people to be unable to act reasonably. Don't, what are you crying about? You've got children in the car. Aren't you worried more about their safety and as well as yours and everybody else? Okay. Well, a policeman arrested you and felt like you were not being safe. And we've got to deal with that. But you're not scampering out of here by waiving a prescription.
Yes, sir.
Because prescriptions get you in trouble
Yes, sir.
if you shouldn't be driving a 4,000-pound missile.
Yes, sir. But Your Honor, I never took the medicine and drove.
Well, then there's something else causing you to act recklessly in a vehicle. I mean, I'm looking at the report and they have all the indications of intoxication. But the point is whatever is causing you to act unsteady in a vehicle, especially with kids, that's a problem. that we got to get to the root of it. You just can't say, well, that's normal for me. Well, that too many people getting killed every day on the roadway. Yes, you have to operate it safely.
Yes, sir.
Assault road rage on the way to work today.
Yes, sir.
Saw that right in front of me.
Yes, sir.
It's craziness, but that's aggravated assault, by the way, with that, if you pull a stunt like that. But when you're operating a vehicle here, and you're unable to operate it,
And Judge,
correctly, hold on, let me
Yes,
let me
sir.
look at these other parts of the test here, because see, what I have here is a probable cause affidavit, but here is the police report. I've never seen the police report. I just have a succinct probable cause affidavit.
it was already in your file?
Yeah,
No,
that is.
So the police
This
report
was
gave
just
you,
given to
right,
me.
okay. I got
I've
you.
never seen this before, which is more thorough, it looks like. She was the police officer says you were unsteady on your feet, swayed while standing. I asked her for her ID. She retrieved it in a wallet inside the car. She stood back up. You lost your balance and stumbled. I asked, have you consumed any alcohol? No. Are you taking in our narcotics? No. But this is a narcotic.
When I went to,
This is a narcotic. Were you taking this?
yes, sir, but.
Okay, well, should have been a yes answer.
But see, I didn't know that.
What do you mean? You didn't know what? This is a narcotic. Everybody knows a prescription is a narcotic.
I never ever took prescriptions in my life. I only did what the doctor asked me.
Well, hold on. I'm sorry, but this is something that's clear knowledge that everybody should know. Everybody should know, especially if you're an adult. You should have known this. We all know what narcotics are when we were in school growing up, and you seem like an intelligent person, but that's clear. That's common sense.
And
A prescription is something that it has to be used with caution.
yes, I also talked
But
to.
this is all common sense, ma'am, really. And if you're going to operate a motor vehicle in the public, you've got to do it safely. But this isn't something that you needed to go to medical school for. A prescription is something that when you start taking a prescription and you're driving a vehicle, you got to be careful, because if you're in an accident or something, I can guarantee you the first thing they're going to look at is you may very well have caused it by your inability to control your actions safely. A 4,000-pound missile takes all the sense, awareness, and caution that you can use. But and when you said no, I'm sorry, you can't say, well, I didn't know any better. Actually, this is really stuff that we learned. I mean, before, about high school age, we understand what narcotics are. Everybody.
I never.
How far did you go in school?
I graduated.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
well, there's a reason you have a diploma. It was deemed you have a level of, education and intelligence.
When I
And
talked-
and that level is higher than what it takes to understand what a narcotic is.
when I talked to the pharmacist.
Look, at the end of the day, this is the rule of law. There's not a debate about this. And the fact that you say, well, I was kind of ignorant about it because I didn't know and I didn't realize this. That's not an excuse under the law. You can get punished. So I didn't know that. It's the law, and that's not a defense. Oh,
And Judge, just so you know, I
you've
think
never been in trouble for it. Okay, well, this is fixable.
we've
this
got
is
a
fixable.
workout this morning.
Without without stinging, but you just have to thank God. Really, we're making a big deal about it because you don't want to go through and then get into a major situation later, and go, uh-oh, I didn't really know all this. This is kind of like you're okay. We're going to alert you. You're going to be made aware of, the importance of all of this, and being careful about. You have a driver's license, don't you? Oh, okay. Relax. This isn't it. What are you crying for? Relax, this is fixable. It's not like you're going to prison or anything. That's when I would try.
First time ever being in trouble.
I know, but here's the deal. It's the first time for everything, but you gotta fix it, but you're at an. See, you're old enough to have to know this kind of behavior. And we don't want a terrible thing a tragedy to occur. And then you go, I didn't know. And people go, well, everybody knows this. You should have known. Okay. Nobody got hurt in this, right?
No, sir.
Yeah, the test that they use to see how steady you are in walking and standing up and all, you failed that. You were obviously groggy for whatever reason. And again, if you're unable to walk, you're really unable to drive a car safely. And that's why they use that as a test. The ability to amble and turn and step, toe to heel, heel to toe. You've never been arrested before, have you, on this? You were arrested that night?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How long do you have to stay in jail?
Just a day.
Yeah. Terrible experience, wasn't it? Yeah, I can. Yeah, somebody like you shouldn't be in jail. And this is fixable. And what do you, I know you're a mom. What else do you employed somewhere?
I was a CDL driver.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
I have a class A CDL.
Okay.
I was working for the school district.
Okay. So you operate vehicles at the school district?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, you don't want this to interfere with that opportunity, right? Because this can sting. And here's the problem. The DWI. Okay, this kind of case doesn't have anything. I mean, it's the way it's filed. There is no disposition other than a conviction.
Right.
So what are y'all trying to do here? What would your plan be?
Um,
Because you said you were trying, you felt
can
like-
we hold on it, Judge? I need to talk to Mr. Adams about a couple of things, and I think we will be able to figure out a way to work it out.
Yeah, okay. That's this. You shouldn't be doing this, but I'm not sure that a conviction is the right way to handle it. That seems like
I think we had
pretty
a
overt punishment.
I think we had a plan for something along those lines, Judge. But I forgot that the fact that she has a CDL does affect things too, and I need to double check with
Okay,
Langston.
Show them this back.
Oh, thanks.
That's just,
That's just a copy of,
yeah, there ain't much there to read. I can't read, It's like the side, but you gave me the side of the bottle that. But I understand this. There is nothing else you take other than this, correct?
correct. That's correct.
I'm not talking about what you take. Not about what you,
I no longer take it anymore. I no longer take that medicine.
what about this anxiety thing? Is how are you treating that?
I'm praying and then asking God to deliver me from it.
Well, prayers are answered. I believe in that. Have you had an anxiety issue your whole life?
I had lost my mom and my sister and my daddy.
Okay. So have I. And, that's not to tell you something that probably you hadn't been told, but that's life, natural. It's a tragedy. It's a surprise. We don't plan on it when it happens, and it's a terrible loss, but it's nature's way that's the way nature is. We don't have there's no way we figured out how to stop it from happening, right? Except in those terrible things where somebody kills somebody else, I mean, we can try to stop that. But if it's a natural event, it's life. And the sooner you accept that death is part of life, then you go about cherishing every moment you have, because it's limited and you don't have control when the good Lord decides it's time for them to come be with him, right? You believe, because that's what I'm sure you believe that way. Okay, well, then, but it wasn't God's way. It wasn't meant to cause you grief your whole life and cause you to be upset and get a condition like this when the good Lord deems it's time for them to be taken to their eternal reward. I mean, we miss them, but we move on, and one day we will be together, right? That's okay. That's a happy thought, I think, because we don't have control of it. It's the supreme beings taking care of that. But that should not drive you to an anxiety condition, because it's a natural phenomenon in life. And you need don't let this get in the way of you enjoying your family and their time and enjoying your life and living it without anxiety, because that keeps you from enjoying.
We make copies of that for you.
Yeah.
I'll make copies of that. I'll give back.
Okay, so today, as
I'll go make copies.
we're loaded with the Christmas spirit here. So without so what do we want to do today?
Well, Judge, do me a favor, pull your green book out, will you? And look at page 425, 42A 102. No, sorry, your criminal law book. This one.
These are two. This is a criminal. Which green?
Right here.
It's at 425.
This bluish one?
Yeah, it's green, aqua. It's blue-green.
All right, where are you?
42A 102, page 425.
Code of Criminal Procedure, I presume?
Yes.
Okay, 42A.
So I think
42A what?
102, eligibility for deferred adjudication, community supervision.
Go ahead.
I think the plan was that we were going to proceed on a lesser Class B DWI. However, and because that is eligible for deferred. However, if you looking at subsection B and then B1 capital B. In all other cases, judge may grant deferred adjudication community supervision under section 4904 unless the defendant is charged with an offense under section 4904 and defendant held a commercial's driver's license or commercial's learner's permit at the time.
Is that what she has? So, okay. So,
so I think that precludes us from doing what I had originally planned on trying to do here. And I think the only way I could accomplish a deferred here would be some sort of refiling. Yes, sir.
Refiling of some sort of a.
And I do think that's fair, given her lack of history and her situation as far as the specific intoxicant. But I want to make sure you agreed with my assessment of we can't do a deferred on this like I'd originally
I don't
planned.
think you can.
Yeah.
That's just been the general rule. Any type of DWI is regular.
Well, they made that so that you could do a first offense as a deferred a few years back.
But not for this,
But-
not under 045.
No, sir, I would have to proceed on the lesser to get that, but because she had the class CDL at the time, that I'm now back to being precluded from doing so.
Got to be very careful if you want to keep that license. And,
So
and control. You got to be careful when people sometimes don't think, well, the doctor gave me this, it's okay. It's not like cocaine. I'm getting off the street. Well, it's still a controlled substance. And how it gets into your system doesn't matter under the law if you're driving a motor vehicle and you get in trouble irresponsibly in some action. So what we're going to do is reset it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Figure it out.
Well,
This is an announcement, not a trial. It's an
I understand. Let's reset it for another announcement in 6 weeks.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. What about her on, what do you have? Do you have a license or anything like that, or was that suspended? Okay. Are you still, driving, doing your job? Don't be taking any medicine that's like this and doing it. You can't do it. You have to call in sick.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, for a narcotic like that. And if you're not used to it, you gotta talk to your doctor and get your doctor. Doctor, can I operate a motor vehicle? Am I allowed to operate a motor vehicle, with this? And then if they say, yeah, then you've got kind of get out of jail free with the doctors, but you have to get something in writing. You just ask them, the nurse, yeah, I can, this medicine I can take. But if there's another way you can control your issue, anxiety, without taking medicine, that's probably your best bet if you can find a way to do that.
Yes, sir.
That's illegal.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We'll get it fixed, Judge.
I tried gummy bears. Those put you in a good place. Gummy bears put you in a good place. Okay, so I'll reset 6 weeks.
Thank you,
Okay,
Judge.
Thank you. George, Mr. Cole,
Yes, sir.
George Collins.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.